I'm Michael Hebbert and I'm Professor of Town Planning. So I work on towns and cities. And the thing that I work on specifically is the outdoor environment of towns and cities, the streets and the spaces, the bits between the buildings. And there are various challenges of working on that sort of topic. The first problem or challenge is that streets aren't objects. They're the spaces between objects. So what I really study is voids, is gaps. And the voids are formed by the buildings. And so a lot of my work is about the way in which buildings create spaces and how the fronts of architecture or the backs of buildings create spaces that feel good or feel less good. And the second thing I do is look at how these voids, these spaces, these streets, these squares, these paths, act as a circulation system for the town. They're the veins and arteries of the town. So people move through them, and it's studying how people move, how traffic moves, and there are lots of other things move through the spaces of the town. Biodiversity, plants, vegetation, the ecosystem of the town operates in the spaces between the buildings. So that's a very important topic, and what I'm working on at present, in fact, my main current research topic is the atmosphere of the town, the air, the temperature, the microclimate, and how that's shaped by the form of the buildings. The third thing I do is I look at these spaces as places, because the life of the town goes on in these voids, these gaps. This is where people sit out to have a drink. This is where people stop to chat, just like I'm chatting to you. This is where people sit in the sun to sunbathe. And the quality of the town is, again, very much, and the image of the town is determined by how these spaces function. And more than that, the image and the collective memory of the town. So some of my work is about the individuality of towns and how they're remembered down the years, and how the people of the town or visitors to the town understand its history and its past and its collective identity through this pattern of gaps between the buildings. The interesting point about these streets is they serve many different functions. So from an academic point of view, here we are in a university, streets and the spaces of the city are of interest to many different disciplines. Engineers, architects, ecologists, climatologists, sociologists, economists, all of them have something to say about the streets and spaces of towns. And equally, if we want to understand the outdoor environment of towns, we need to bring together and mesh together the insights of many disciplines. So that's why I welcome Cities at Manchester, because Cities at Manchester is all about a conversation between specialists, a conversation in the public realm of the street.